All right, so this is the first bike in our series. This is a Fixie SE Draft. Looks like it's what it was at one point. Pretty nice overall. Very dirty. Definitely needs another wipe down. I rinsed it off before I put it up here, but this is a great example of a cheap bike you can get off of OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace. I picked this one up for $20. You could even get them for a little bit less if you find the right seller. But overall, just needs a little bit of cleanup. The chain definitely seen better days, so we might end up replacing that. But for getting us going here, it's a pretty nice bike. Very easy to work on. You really only have the one gear, depending on if it's a flip-flop hub or not, and then the brake. So very easy to work on. This and the beach cruisers are typically what I would recommend starting with, and then working your way up from here. So I'm gonna put some air in the tires, see if they hold anything, and then we'll get the wheels trued up, work on the chain, and then go from there. All right, so I pumped the tires up. The rear one held air for maybe 5 minutes, and then it bled out. And our front one here is doing pretty good. So we'll have to replace this one. That's another $4 expense, but not much you can do there. You could try Fix-A-Flat. You could also try just patching it. Depends on how deep down you want to go just to get it to work. So now what we're going to do is work on the brakes and get them all tuned up. You can see here there's a big gap on this side of the rim, and then not so much on this side. So what we're going to do is depress the lever a few times, and sure enough, it's still in that position. So what we need to do is we're going to simultaneously turn this nut here in the back. So there's two of them, so one in the back, and then also the mounting bolt here. And what that's going to do is help us get it centered to where we need to be. So we're going to be turning it to the right, and then also on the back side going in that same direction. So I'm going to get this set up here. And then you need a small wrench for this operation. This is a 10 cone wrench, pretty thin there, so that's going to fit in the back. So that'll go right here. And then we're also going to be loosening, because that's going to move the pad over. I'm going to try and get this to move. Okay. And that's about centered there, so let me take this off. Squeeze it. And now we have that distance there, and it's hard to see, but it's about an equidistance on the other side as well. So now what we can do is adjust the brakes. Let me get it spun up here and I'll show you they are working. So that actually feels pretty good. The wheel is a little out of true, so I'm going to get that trued up here. What I'll do is tie the brake down a little bit to bring the pads in closer, and then we'll true it while it's on the bike. So actually, let me spin it up so I could show you. It's got a little bit of wobble. I think it's more pronounced when you're looking at it from that direction. Obviously, because that's the lateral side. So I'm going to get that trued up, and then we'll work on the rest of the bike. Alright, so we're going to show just what the initial truing has done. Way better than where it was. I'm going to check the spoke tensions just to make sure it's not overly crazy on either side. But yeah, pretty good. So now that the rear wheel is trued and we got the brakes all set, we're going to take off the chain, and we're going to run the chain through the ultrasonic cleaner. We'll see how it comes out. I'm hoping it'll look pretty nice. I definitely know that if it was my bike, I would immediately put on this, which is a brand new single speed chain. These can be $9 to $15 depending on what kind you're getting. Since we're trying to flip the bike for profit, we're going to clean it and then put it back together with a new master link. This is $1.50 to $2 depending on if you buy them in bulk or not. And I have pretty good success with it. So I'll clean the chain, oil it back up, and we'll take it out for a test ride at the very end. If the chain breaks, then obviously we need to replace it. If it doesn't and we feel comfortable, we put it through a lot of stress, and it's still holding up, then it's good enough to sell. and it's cheaper. So as opposed to paying $10, we're paying for a little bit of energy on the ultrasonic cleaner, and then $1.50, $2 worth of the master link. So this is definitely going to add to the bottom line. If it works, hopefully it does. And if not, then we'll just put the chain on, and then the chain will also serve as another good attractor for people when they buy it, because they'll see it has a new chain on it. So I'm going to get that going. We'll take a before shot and then an after to see what it looks like. All right, so this is what the chain looks like going into the ultrasonic cleaner, and then we'll show it when it comes out. So the chain is going in the ultrasonic cleaner. I want to take a moment and just look at the bike. I give it a nice wipe down, soap and water and a rag. Got a lot of the scuffing and all the other stuff off of it. It's not perfect. Obviously, it's been used, got some cosmetic damage here and there, but overall in good shape. What I also did was I re-greased the wheel. So in some of my other videos, you see me take these fully apart to re-grease where the bearings are. It felt pretty good overall. So what I did was I just shot some dry lubricant in there, and then I got into the axle, so actually through here, and adjusted the cones because it was a little too tight. So I don't have it mounted to the bike, but you can see it's moving nice and smooth. Again, nice and true, at least for a home mechanic. I don't think it's that bad at all. So once the chain's done, like I said, we'll put it back on, we'll give it a test ride, and then if all goes well, we'll be able to post it, and we'll talk about the numbers we should be able to expect from this first flip. So the chain just came out of the ultrasonic cleaner. Looks pretty good overall. The other side, there's a few little spots on here that wouldn't really come off, but overall looks good. So we'll get it mounted up, oiled, we'll put the master link on, and then we'll be ready for a test ride. Alright, so we got it ready here. Looks really nice. Gonna take it out for a quick test ride, test the brakes, obviously make sure the chain doesn't break, and then we'll post it. Brakes look fine. I'll go around the side. And she's good to go. We'll get her over here and take some pictures and make our money back. So this is how the photos are gonna look. We'll take one from this angle. It's always nice to get one from about this perspective. You know, move the bike a little bit further back, but you get the idea. And then one from the back here. And then I usually like to get down here with the drivetrain, just to show what it looks like, maybe even a close-up. So we'll get all that posted, and now we'll run through the numbers. All right, time to run through the numbers. So we started this bike flip series with $40. The bike itself was $20. We spent $5 in gas to go get it. Between the tube and the master link, we spent $6 in parts. So our total bike cost just for the bike is $31. Our expected sales are between $50 and $60, which would give us a profit of about $20 to $30 for the one bike, and we still have $9 left over. So if we sell it for $50, we'll have $59, so we basically turn $40 into $60, and if we get it for $60 or more, always hoping for more, we would have turned $40 into nearly $70. So not bad for a first bike. Honestly, you want to get as many bikes as you can when you go pick them up, just so that you have a lot to go through, but we're going to start with this one bike, potentially turn it into 2 more to work on, and then we'll just go from there. So excited to see where this goes, and a pretty good start.